Who's your emergency contact? Who should we notify in the case of death? Welcome to the USP, where I've spent the last 2+ decades of my life. We're now in bloody Beaumont. Like I said, bloody Beaumont, every prison that I've been in is crazy, chaotic, full of violence. But bloody Beaumont at this particular time was a little different than the rest. It was just like we all bought into whatever was going on. We all fed into that chaos and that violence, and really there was no mediating. Anytime somebody jumped out there, everybody's so quick to take it to the extreme. But part of what caused that too is alcohol was everywhere. Everybody was making wine. Everybody's drunk and high and whatnot. It was just wild. And the first 2 weeks I was there, 2.5 weeks, we were locked down. We came out a couple hours a few times and got locked back down because the white boy was cleaning up their mess from all these buses that ran from the incident they had with the Texas inmate. But eventually, I got to go outside. And on my first day, they called breakfast. I went to go eat breakfast. After I ate breakfast, and the food was horrible. Let's just get that out of the way right off the top. Nobody cared about the food. Everything, they were just, the kitchen workers, their mentality was empty the kitchen out. Every day when I worked in the dish room, because I ended up getting a job later, it was just garbage cans and garbage cans of stuff that they were just stealing out of the back of the kitchen. So whatever was left to cook for the population, it was just junk. It was the worst food I've ever had through the course of my penitentiary career. So on this first day that I'm out, I don't know anybody. I'm just barely coming out of my unit. I recognize a couple people in my unit that I knew or what. So when I come out of the chow hall, on yard 3 is the track. You come across yard 3, and then there's an intersection where the walkway splits up to all the units. My unit is straight up. I'm in CA. So as I'm walking up to the intersection, I see a stampede of people running towards me, like full speed. They're running towards me. Some of them was going left, some of them was going right. And I'm like, I've never seen this before. They're running full speed. I don't know what's going on. So I'm like, I stand still because my unit is where they're running from. So my thought process is, do I run with them or do I continue to walk to my unit? Because I don't know what's going on. So I stand there and I start, having a bigger, expanding my view and just watching the scene, because I know there's something going on and it's hazardous. So I'm scanning the field, and the units in Beaumont are stacked on top of each other. It's 2 units. So it's 4 floors. Each unit has 2 floors. So on the top is a stairway that goes up to the second unit. I look up, and there's 2 black dudes on top of the stairs. They both got each other by the collar, holding each other's shirt. They both got knives, about, no exaggeration, about this long, look like little mini machetes. And everybody that has knives, they always have a rope, a string, tape tied to the back of it with a loop to put it over you. So you loop the knife like this, the string here, and you hold your knife this way. Anybody that plays with knives, you never hold the knife this way. Because this way, if you hold a knife this way, you can end up stabbing yourself while you're fighting. But if you hold it this way, with the blade sticking out this way, it's always like this. So they got the string around their wrist, their knife in the hand like this, and they got each other by the collar, and they're hitting each other. From the top floor, they're holding each other and just hitting each other. No one's ducking, no one's cowering, no one's covering up. They just got each other. Nobody can get away. They both got each other's shirt, and they're just hitting each other. You can see the blade go into their collarbone, and when you pull out, you can see the blood just gushing out. And they were going from upstairs, boom, down the stairs, all the way to in front of my unit, in front of the door of my unit, and they're still hitting each other. You know, when you, in that moment in time seems to slow down or even freezes. It might have only been 2 minutes. It might have been 5 minutes. It might have been 1 minute. But if you ever been in a fight, you ever been in a confrontation, especially if you're losing, 1 minute getting punched in the face, getting stomped on can feel like an eternity. So these individuals, however long it took them to get from upstairs, stabbing each other all the way down to CA, the bottom, man, for me, observing it was just, I wasn't shocked or anything because I've been aware of all these things that's been happening around me in the other penitentiaries I've been to, and I've seen a few incidents, but to see two dudes just duking it out like that, nobody running, nobody trying to cover up, they both got each other by the collar, their hands wrapped in each other's shirt, holding each other toe to toe, and they just smashed. Bah. I was just like, whoa, where the fuck did they send me? And, you know, to answer my attorney's question, does Beaumont live up to its name? And this is my first day. My first day on the compound, walking the yard, coming out of chow, and it's already solidified its name already. You know, when they got down the stairs, that's when the police came in with their beanbag. They shot a cushion grenade and came and tried and detained, you know, the situation. Both of them, I don't know the extent of their injuries, but one of them had to be put on a stretcher. The other one was able to walk to the shoe, but you know, we're out there now while they're detaining the situation. And if anybody's ever been in Texas, especially in Beaumont, it's humid. As soon as you step out of the unit, you're dripping sweat. I don't care if it's 6 o'clock in the morning or 6 o'clock in the evening. You know, the only time of year when the weather is kind of cool and bearable is in the winter, but it rains a lot in the winter. But outside of that, from January to January, it's miserable. So, you know, I'm still trying to understand the thought process why everybody, like in my opinion, was dry snitching on the situation, because when he seen that shit happen, everybody stampeded and ran away and tried to get away from the situation. Well, now I come to find out and understand the reason why. We're on our ass, you know, they hit the deuces to make everybody sit down on the grass, and we're out there for like 3-4 hours in the humid air, and it's miserable, and it's only like 8 o'clock in the morning, you know. So now I understand the reason why everybody was stampeding and trying to get away from the scene. They were trying to run back to their unit before they closed the slider, because when the deuces go off, they lock all the doors, secure every unit, lock the people in the unit in their cells, lock the doors to the unit so people can't come in and out. And whoever's stuck on the yard, we're stuck out there for 3-4 hours, sweating our balls off, because they're not in a hurry, even though they've already removed those 2 people that got caught up. They're not in a hurry to resume program. We're on the fucking hot ass cement in the hot ass air and the humid air for 3-4 hours. So that was my first lesson in Beaumont. When shit go off, try to get your ass indoors somewhere where the air conditioning is. So through the course of my time in Beaumont, I learned real quick. If I'm in a place where I can get inside a unit and get in the air instead of having to sit my ass on the grass or on the hot concrete for however long it takes for them to clean up the place, my ass is running into the units too. But you know, that's just a taste of the shit that's going on in Beaumont. And that's just the beginning. Because Beaumont is crazy. And that's why they dub it Bloody Beaumont. You know, welcome to the USP. We are now in 2006 and 2008 in Beaumont, Bloody Beaumont. Please, if you guys enjoy these episodes, subscribe, leave a comment on my YouTube. And I know those individuals that's there with me in Beaumont, Lompoc, Victorville. Hit me up. But hit me up with the name that I know you by. I don't know your government name. You know, so when you're hitting me up, I'm like, who is this? Let me know where we're at, what we used to do, because it's been a long time. And I've ran through so many people, met so many people. I'm not really good with names. But yeah, man, I appreciate all your love and comments. Holler at me. Because after this, I want to talk to you, interview you, and let you tell your side of the story. Let you tell what you observed during the course of your incarceration and what you're doing now to try to rebuild your life. Thank you for tuning in. See you guys next time.